In the battlefields of Ukraine, the ground begins to shake with the slow but steady movement it brings to the battlefield.
The discovery by Russian intelligence that Ukraine has received several units of the MGM-140 Army Tactical Missile System, ATACMS, launched from the M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, HIMARS, underscores the escalating tensions and the involvement of American support in the conflict. The ATACMS represents a significant upgrade in Ukrainian capabilities, allowing for long-range precision strikes against Russian positions. In response, Russia has developed its own counterpart, the Tos-2 Tos-2, which was showcased during a military parade at the Kremlin in Moscow in 2021. The Tos-2 is a Russian multiple rocket launcher designed specifically for targeting enemy fortifications, light armored vehicles, and transports, particularly effective in open terrains. This system is notable for its use of thermobaric warheads. Thermobaric weapons operate by dispersing an aerosol cloud of gas, liquid, or fine powders, which then detonates, producing a massive blast wave and heat. The destructive power of thermobaric effects is particularly devastating in enclosed spaces like bunkers or urban environments, where it creates intense overpressure and heat, significantly exceeding the destructive capability of conventional explosives. The shockwave and thermal effects can cause severe damage to tissues with varying densities, such as lungs, intestines, and inner ears, making these weapons extremely lethal.
За безобидным названием «Тосочка» стоит грозная сила, новейшее оружие, аналогов которому...
The deadly Tos-2 system was first announced on January 12, 2018, as a next-generation development of the Tos-1 Buratino by the NPO Splav company. The Tos-2 is an enhancement over its predecessor, the Tos-1, with improved tactical and technical characteristics. This advancement signifies that the Tos-2 is even more lethal than the Tos-1, adding a significant capability to the Russian arsenal in response to the increasing threats and the complex dynamics of modern warfare.
Возимый боекомплект. Кроме того, изменилось размещение экипажа. Теперь он располагается.
At first glance, it's easy to distinguish between the two Russian rocket launchers based on their platforms. The Tos-1 is mounted on a main battle tank chassis derived from the T-72, whereas the Tos-2 uses a 6x6 truck chassis. This choice of platform endows the Tos-2 with higher mobility compared to its predecessor, the Tos-1. However, the stark differences between them go beyond mere appearance and include significant operational capabilities. A notable feature that impresses military hardware analysts about the Tos-2 is its autonomous reloading crane. This innovative feature allows the Tos-2 to reload its munitions independently, eliminating the need for a separate transport loading machine. This not only reduces operational costs, but also enhances the efficiency of the Tos-2, making it a more streamlined and effective weapon system in combat scenarios. Furthermore, the Tos-2 boasts a broader firing range compared to the Tos-1. While the Tos-1 has a firing range of 3 to 5 kilometers, the Tos-2's range varies depending on the ammunition used. With its first type of ammunition, it matches the Tos-1's range, reaching up to 2.7 kilometers. However, the Tos-2 can also use additional ammunition types that significantly extend its reach. For its second type of ammunition, the Tos-2 can strike targets up to 6 kilometers away. A third type of ammunition extends this reach even further, up to 10 kilometers. Some sources even suggest that the Tos-2's maximum range could extend to 24 kilometers with certain munitions. If these capabilities are accurate, the Tos-2 indeed represents a substantial upgrade over the Tos-1, offering Russian forces a vastly more versatile and long-range tactical weapon. This enhanced capability positions the Tos-2 as a crucial successor to the older rocket launcher systems, likely playing a pivotal role in future operations of the Russian military.
Development of the new version of Russia's terrifying Tos-1A thermobaric rocket launchers involved.
The deployment of the Tos-2 system in Ukraine during the Russian invasion in 2022 and its reported presence in the Luhansk Oblast near Kreminna in October 2023 illustrates its strategic use in the conflict. This deployment underscores the system's reliability and effectiveness in launching aerial attacks within Ukrainian territory. The automation of the Tos-2 system in targeting, firing, and controlling its rockets significantly simplifies operations for the Russian forces. This automation not only eases the operational demands, but also reduces the costs associated with manning and maintenance.
It can fire 220 rockets with Thermobaric and smoke incendiary warheads. The vehicle is also...
A critical distinction between the Tos-1 and Tos-2 is their survivability and counterattack capabilities. The Tos-1 is more easily detectable due to its tank chassis, making it a vulnerable target. In contrast, the Tos-2 is mounted on a 6x6 truck and integrated with advanced electronic protection systems against high-precision weapons, making it significantly harder for Ukrainian forces to track and destroy. Moreover, the Tos-2 is equipped with sophisticated navigation equipment, such as satellite positioning and automated fire control systems. These features allow the Tos-2 to be rapidly deployed and fire from positions that are not pre-prepared, providing Russian forces with the flexibility to launch attacks from various, potentially undisclosed locations across the battlefield. Given these capabilities, the Tos-2 is particularly suited to the current conflict conditions in Ukraine. Its limited range, while less ideal for distant targets, makes it a potent weapon for the geographical proximity of Ukraine to Russia. The system's design and capabilities allow it to effectively breach Ukrainian defenses, making it an instrumental tool in Russia's military strategy in Eastern Europe. The effectiveness of the Tos-2 in the invasion context thus far suggests it is not only suitable, but also a critical asset in Russia's arsenal for operations within close range of its borders. Indeed, the operational scope of the Tos-2 is considered effective yet somewhat limited, which is why it is typically utilized in localized conflicts and counter-terrorism operations. This operational characteristic necessitates that the Tos-2 be deployed close to or even within enemy lines, such as near or inside Ukrainian territory, to effectively impact the defensive structures there.
Of a lethal Russian Tos-2 thermobaric rocket launcher, a powerful rocket artillery system nicknamed the Flame.
The significance of such a system to Russian forces is underscored by reports suggesting that Russia is developing a new generation of multiple rocket launchers to enhance its Air Force capabilities, potentially surpassing the existing models. The speculated new system, referred to as the Tos-3 Dragon, remains shrouded in secrecy, but early indications suggest it could be far more lethal than its predecessors. The design of the Tos-3 is rumored to incorporate elements from both the Tos-1 and Tos-2, which could spell dire consequences for adversaries like Ukraine.
Brings to the battlefield. Mounted on a powerful tank chassis and heavily armored.
While specific details about the Tos-3 Dragon are scarce, its development is seen as an attempt to address any operational shortcomings encountered with the earlier Tos systems in combat. Notably, the limited range of the Tos-1 has exposed it to risks from Ukrainian FPV drones, which have become more prevalent and effective in recent conflicts. This vulnerability has likely spurred the evolution of the Tos series, aiming to produce a more resilient and effective system that can maintain Russian superiority in rocket artillery technology on the battlefield. The anticipation surrounding the Tos-3 Dragon highlights Russia's ongoing commitment to advancing its military technology to counteract evolving threats and to secure a tactical advantage in ongoing and future conflicts. The development of such systems is crucial for Russia to adapt to the modern battlefield dynamics, where the range and adaptability of weaponry can significantly influence the outcome of engagements. The choice of platform for the Tos-3 Dragon highlights an interesting shift in Russian military strategy. While the Tos-1 used a tank chassis and the Tos-2 opted for a truck-mounted system, offering enhanced mobility and deployment flexibility, the decision to return to a tank platform for the Tos-3 may seem counterintuitive at first. The decision to use a tank platform for the Tos-2 likely reflects a strategic emphasis on survivability and armor protection over the pure mobility offered by a truck chassis. This choice suggests that the operational role of the Tos-2 may be envisioned for more direct combat scenarios, where it might face heavier enemy fire, and thus require the additional protective measures that a tank chassis provides. Additionally, using a tank chassis could integrate the Tos-2 more seamlessly with other armored units, maintaining the coherence of armored formations without necessitating special consideration for the rocket launcher's vulnerability. This could enable more cohesive operations, with the Tos-2 providing fire support in coordination with main battle tanks and infantry fighting vehicles, thereby enhancing the overall combat effectiveness of Russian ground forces.